goggles and shorts, and surf, and scuba, and sand, and sailing, and soccer. San Diego, California.
Season's greetings and welcome to Two Balls and a Mic, episode 217 here on a Monday. A la madre, un tiempo son culo. Bien grande aquí in San Diego. We're going to go ahead and start off the top with the home opener for San Diego Wave. San Diego Wave coming in and losing against KC Currents, the current reigning defending Challenge Cup champs, unable to take down the Current. We're going to get into that as well with our friend Abe Cepeda. We'll talk about a little bit in some of his article on San Diego.Futbol, something you can see down here on the scrolly thing in Thingamadu. We'll break down the gameplay. We'll break down the mistake of anybody who was to blame. Chiva, hi Chiva, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing better than what we saw over at Snapdragon, but we're also going to have the call of the Sirens. We're going to have Presidente, la Presidenta, Natali, coming on for Call of the Sirens here in a couple of minutes with their experience at the Snapdragon Stadium
I want to know
event.
more about that surfboard of the week. That was really cool.
Surfboard of the week and some what's on Blazers?
Blazer night.
Blazer nights
on Friday.
Blazer night is
That's gonna be
back.
fun.
Absolutely. And the tenants of Snapdragon Stadium are also 25 SDFC. Some news, 2 signings. We actually had the insight on one. You might not be surprised by that, but we also had a second signing. We're going to get into that, what to look ahead, and a potential sign up by Ochoa.
Pinches sources.
Sources, as Ochoa gets destroyed 2-0 by the USA in a match that will not be mentioned a lot here.
That has
on
nothing to do with San. Oh, fuck Ochoa. Has to do with San Diego. We have to talk about it. Dang.
Absolutely. And also everybody's favorite news segment of the week.
El Juego Bonito.
El Juego Bonito, goals, gaps, and greats. We break down what everybody thought their goal of the week was. Season's greetings to everybody. We have some ghost producers as done there. Great job, whoever that was. One of you guys, a good job. Please feel look. I can stay here and I'm just going to talk into this microphone. I'm not going to say anything. This might be the worst episode visually on Two Balls and a Mic, but
we're learning.
But it's fine. Okay. We have Eric Fowler. We got Season's greetings by Naku. You can put that one up. You can, make yourself useful over there, Chiva, please. Thank you. All right. But we do want to preface this by saying that in our illustrious studio, the Two Balls and a Mic studio, we've had fantastic guests in person, some former players, some it was actually about a year ago where in this chair we had the great Ryan at Young the Ryan discussing that SDFC was going to materialize. The MLS was going to come to San Diego. A lot of people didn't believe it. A lot of people were in denial. A lot of people had feelings, and it kind of turned out to be true. So always trust what happens here across the table of San Diego.Futbol. I'll also trust that we might have a Ratatouille appearance.
Oh, no.
The San Diego.Futbol Studios has been overrun with a several. Do you like mice or rats?
Sí, güey, me encantan.
You like it?
No.
Do you get scared? Are you afraid of them?
I'm not afraid of it. You are?
I'm petrified of them. I found out I'm very scared of them.
Wow.
Like I had an encounter. Like for snakes, for sure. Snakes, no. But yeah, I had an encounter with it.
Interesting.
I don't have the heart to crush it. It's like head or anything. Like I can't do that. I don't have the heart for it. Hi, Alicia. Hi, everybody. Ghost in the Shell. Auditorium. Love that. But all right. So we did have a match here on Saturday. The home opener for San Diego Wave. I was fortunate enough to be able to speak about this fantastic game with our pals, Annie and Elston. Shout out to Craig Areno, who gave me the invite to talk some Wave stuff. And while I hope I did us proud, Chiva, while I hope I did the San Diego
sure
Football
hope so.
crowd proud, you got random texts from random coworkers that should have been working and not listening to the radio at that time. I was on my lunch.
Yeah.
Have opinions on that, but Unfortunately, I was in Mexicali. I did watch the game, but it was in a different country. However, you yourself and our guest who's coming on, I don't even want to say guest anymore. He's part of
El compita, el compa,
El Capi.
el capi. Check out Abe's attic.
You can check out Abe's work on San Diego Punto Football. And with that, we're going to go ahead and bring on our pal, Palarino. He's part of the San Diego tapestry of media that's always there covering soccer. And
The San Diego Punto Football multiverse.
from what I understand, it was once again a one of the only people again covering San Diego
I'm
Wave.
gonna bring him in, but there's a new worker that takes us as media into the press room at the end of the game, and super nice lady. And when we were there, she said, "Oh, is this it?" And we all said, wait, no, it's not it. Johnny's still putting his stuff away. Johnny, come on, Johnny. and then I got Johnny over there, and I was like, all right, this is it. But it was fun. Let's welcome Abe Cepeda. Abe, what's up, man? How are you doing?
What's up, guys? Glad to be back on. Glad to talk some actual Wave games that are happening now. It's super fun to get back into.
Yes, Wave games are back at Snapdragon, and although the result wasn't as many local fans wanted, it was definitely an interesting game. And what Casey Stoney ended up saying after, I'm not skipping all the way through before you tell me anything. What she said in the press conference was interesting. She felt like they played better, and we're here to discuss if we agree with her.
And yeah, you can find all of Abraham's concurrent thoughts, but here you're going to hear it live in Technicolor. Again, you can find the story that he wrote up here. But Abe, I will just kind of defer to you guys because you guys were the ones who were actually there in stadium. So 32,000 plus record broken.
Yeah, I think they said it was a home opener
record broken. Did it feel like that big game going into it?
Yeah, it felt huge. I mean, there was so many fans there. People were excited and pumped to get back into the Wave season in a way that I honestly wasn't expecting. I didn't think it would sell out that crazy, but it was crazy. It was loud. People were ready to see the Wave again. There was so many new jerseys that I'm surprised. Like, I know people buy jerseys all the time, but there was so many new jerseys. Like, even my cousin was like, "Oh, I need a new jersey," and she hadn't talked to me about Wave in so long, and it's wild to see the growth of the Wave in such a short time, and them to be the number one draw in San Diego as far as sports go.
Yeah, man, I agree. It was definitely packed. I mean, it's a packed house where once you leave straight from the press conference, normally there's no more traffic, and it was the most traffic I've gotten leaving Snapdragon Stadium. Most traffic. Oh, that doesn't look nice. This is Tony messing with it, guys, not me. If you're watching,
that wasn't me.
So he's not blaming me. But yeah, no, definitely, it was amazing to watch. The stadium packed again. So many Wave jerseys, like Abraham said, and you could tell when you walked in, like, oh yeah, they're gonna announce a sellout. It's gonna be a record-breaking attendance again. They better win this game for the over 32,000 fans that showed up. So let's dive a little bit into the game. So before we even get started.
Yes, before you even get started, there was a signing, one more signing leading up to this. Abe, do you have insight on what went down very late in the game, right? Very kind of up until the last second.
Yeah, Kimi Ascanio, U17 player for the U.S. Youth National Team, recently signed. She's from Florida. I believe she was committed to Florida State, but obviously can't go there now. She's a professional, and it's really interesting to see the Wave get another young player alongside Melanie Barcenas. I mean, they played together with the youth national team, and yeah, we're gonna see a young talent. I mean, young players have been coming into the league all around, but they've been getting a lot more minutes everywhere else. They haven't really gotten minutes with the Wave. We'll see how that goes. But Casey Stoney has taken care of a lot of young players in her past. She was part of Lauren James's ascendance, I believe personally, and I think that we might be able to get to see that here with a lot of young players, like especially Kimi Ascanio, and also a player that speaks Spanish. A lot of fun. Very excited to talk to her if we get the chance.
Vamos Wave indeed. We're definitely gonna start hopefully getting better use of that. I can still control the soundboard,
You
Chiba.
still can. You still
Yes.
have some power over us. Definitely the great signing. And I mean, again, it's one of those players where they stand out like Melanie Persenas, right, in the under 17 for the women's national team. But it's going to be interesting in the future. As of now, is she really going to make an impact and a change in the game? I don't think so. Unless it comes down to it where and the 17-year-olds are outperforming the starters, right? But the lineup itself for San Diego Wave in this game was very interesting. And off the top of your head, I think you notice that Jaden Shaw's not in the starting 11. So you kind of question that, right? And you say, okay, well, she didn't train one of the days this week. It kind of makes sense that she's not in the starting 11. She's probably not 100% healthy.
Yeah, as Casey Stoney said, and she told you, she's not fit.
She's not
fit. That's the very simple answer to it. And I mean, she played 40 minutes, so she's a little bit fit, I would assume. But
She's Amira Ali fit.
That's probably an okay distinction to say. But
yeah.
I mean, I think it's okay to protect younger players like that, and especially after such a long Gold Cup, and she was so critical to the U.S. during that time that you're allowed to slowly ease her back in. It is a little weird after having kind of getting a full game against Gotham, and then this game getting that little weird difference. But I still like the lineup. I think Amir Ali and Sophia Jakobsen, the Wave are a deep team. I mean, we had Elise Bennett and Jaden Shaw last week, and then now we see Ali and Jakobsen, and they looked good in the beginning of the game. They were strong. They were pushing, pressing, creating chances, and that's really a luxury for the Wave to have that many good forwards and just be able to trust their players like that. It eventually didn't work out in the end, but I did like the start of their game for sure.
I like the depth that they have on defense now, where you have Westfall and then you have Abe. You're better at names than me. Subbed in for Westfall this past game.
Oh, Caitlin Torpy?
Caitlin Torpy, there you go. I mean, you have that depth, right, with the new players that you're bringing in. And if Girma or Dahlkemper are not there, Sierra Angie, someone you can trust. But
what's the left back's name, Chiba?
Lundsvik.
That's literally as best as you can do, and you know what? I can't fault you for that. Abe?
You.
Hannah Lundqvist.
Love it.
Speaking of Hannah Lundqvist, I liked what I saw from her in the last game, and I think seeing it in person was even better. She's quick. She's like moving around, confident on the ball, and actually comes back to defend really well too. That's a really good signing for the Wave. I really like having an outside back that's confident and also a young player that can play the full 90 like that and keep moving the ball forward, which is something that I really like to see from her on the outside too.
And you didn't think she would start.
That was game one. Once I saw it, now I think it's hard to not let.
Yeah, like it's you didn't know at the time that she'd be able to do that left back position, and she has done it very well. But the midfield, again, you have Van Egmond, you have McCaskill, sorry, Tony. And by the way, you called it after the first game against Gotham. McCaskill is looking legit so far for Wave.
That foot of her, she can she immediately took over corner kick duties and pretty much took over any sort of situation where you need a ball placed in a certain area. And I mean, we see it here in the first goal with Sofia Jakobsen getting the best out of the rebound. She just creates the chaos that Gaskell does, as everybody's excited there. And again, it's very reminiscent of what happened in the Challenge Cup game, where you just kind of go in there, you find Morgan, you find your teammates in good positioning. French, the goalkeeper for Casey, is on her line, sitting there, and she makes an incredible save. Like the fact that right there she has both feet relatively planted and then is still able to launch herself in order to save that over there. That's incredibly difficult, but to be able to squeeze it in there, Sofia Jakobsen does really well there.
You got to be there. You got to be there to score those, and props to Sofia Jakobsen for being in the right spot at the right time.
The MVP there for me is McCaskill, who gave a hell of a ball in there once.
Yeah, so Abe did ask Casey about set pieces, right? Both their goals have been in set pieces, and Abe If you want to share what
Yeah,
Casey
I
Tony
think
pretty much said about that.
she basically just credited McCaskill because that's all you need in a good set piece. At the end of the day, you can practice set pieces as much as you want, but if you don't have a player that makes consistent crosses and consistent in where they want to put the ball, then set piece ideas kind of just go to crap. So having a player like that can just put it in the exact perfect place is really really good for the Wave, and it showed with that first goal. I mean, if they keep having a goal like that every game, then that's going to work out well. Obviously, it's going to be hard to keep doing that every week, and the Wave do need to create more in other areas and score in different ways if they want to actually win the league. But I think Savannah McCaskill is by far the best signing they made.
I definitely agree. And I mean, I wish we could have seen more of Elise Bennett in this game.
You know what? I think that's what Korniak was afraid of. Right there, she didn't want to compete because you're competing against McCaskill, who's a Swiss Army knife right now, and she's proven to be strong on the ball, strong off the ball, being able to be that person, a focal point to play both ways, and really give Emily Van Egmond and even Kalapriko, right? Because that was another player who I was thinking like, okay, she's going to be featured, she's going to be doing bits for Wave, but you know what? If we have a player like McCaskill, I think Casey Stoney's saying to herself, well, I think we're good there. And I think that fit for Korniak, just that trade and personal decision by Taylor to seek employment elsewhere is kind of, materializing now in the form of the play of McCaskill itself. So I believe that.
No, definitely. And I mean, and going back to Korniak, right? Like, you ended up losing a player who could have been a threat in the box, but you didn't have anyone that could deliver those crosses.
Mm-hmm.
Now you get to have Alex Morgan in that box, who she knows exactly where to be and position herself to find that, and you get the player that is going to deliver the ball into that box. So, did Wave really lose on that? I don't think so. At the end of the day, McCaskill has been definitely proving. So, yeah, it's 2 games, 1 game into the regular season. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and say, hey, like, this is like she's the missing piece that Wave needed. Wave still struggled up on top. They still struggled connecting passes. They still struggled getting shots on target or even producing any plays up on top. And this was the reflection of the game. Yeah, VAR kind of saved it for them, but the defense still lacked a little bit, especially on Westfall's side with Dahlkemper. I think that was the weaker side of that back line.
The fact that we had to see so many great Kaylin Sheridan moments tells you that, right? The fact that she had to intervene in different moments, this being one of them, tells you that there was holes in that defense, and then that Casey was doing their Kansas City was doing their thing and just going forward and really damaging and playing well in that last third for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Westfall definitely probably one of her worst games that I've seen from her, and I mean that happens with every player at some point, and it really is how they respond. But yeah, just on that right side, there were chances and moments of defending that she didn't have to like that last foul. She did not need to make that tackle. It was pretty unnecessary, but I do. But like me and Chivo were talking about this, she really earned that spot to keep playing in that right back position, and I think she deserves to stay there, at least keep. Like Caitlin Torpy has been good. I don't when she comes on as a substitute, but I think we need to for sure know that Torpy can take that spot from Westfall because she's definitely earned it, and she deserves to stay in that spot for now at least.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, yeah, you give her the respect that she has earned for the past 3 seasons with San Diego Wave, right? Or 2 seasons with San Diego Wave, but it's Westfall, and she has to get it together. That penalty call in the second half was unnecessary. Like, there was no need to give that foul there, but as Tony's telling me to slow down.
Like, yeah, you're. I don't even know, man. Some people might. This might be the first time.
Juego, güey,
No, I watched it. There's some people might not. Some people might be watching this for the first time, and they get their news from San Diego Football from Two Balls and a Mic every Monday live at 8 on YouTube, Instagram, and on Twitter, X. And you just spoiled it, but no. This game I think was a good marker because there's good teams. It's 14 teams in this league. We're some of the teams are really bolstering up. The level is coming up. KC just coming off of a week where they're inaugurating a brand new stadium. Like there's that momentum, that emotional momentum coming over. The big bright lights. I think and this is a really good look for the league in general. NWSL, I think, hit a home run with this, regardless of what the result was. For San Diego or Kansas City, but this right here is yes, it's a mistake, but it's a great definition. Una definición fantástica, just kind of turning and shooting. I mean, it's a fantastic goal. It's not easy to beat Sheridan there, and nobody's getting that right there.
No, definitely not.
Oh, now I can talk.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
you're muted. Sorry.
I don't know. Maybe Sheridan was not positioned the best in that one.
We can.
She looked
okay,
a little
all
ahead
right.
of the line there, but granted, there was a mistake. The player lost it.
All right, so Sheridan is close to her box there. No, that's just a fantastic shot. That's just a fantastic shot. The way that she turns and shoots with such immediacy right here. Just you really, because that's a left-footed shot, and it's not even like a lob. It's a proper shot. Like it has enough power to really go over. Now, if it was a slower kind of ballooned, what's that?
Like
A chip shot, like then I could be a little bit more critical. But yeah, I think even that look, just Sheridan knows that. Like that was a good goal because she had been doing great up until now. She had stopped a couple of great instances, great chances, taken away from the current. But
Yeah,
I just hats off there.
Really quick. Craig Elston no longer shouts Kaylin Sheridan's name.
Oh, yeah.
And I am honestly pretty disappointed.
I'm gonna stop this right here. I'm gonna speak. What you?
Yeah,
He can't anymore.
He doesn't say Caitlin Sheridan.
But you said yes, but he can't. Was revoked?
Well, we're assuming because you wouldn't say it anymore.
Yeah, nope. There were saves that warranted Caitlin Sheridan, but he didn't do it anymore, which is unfortunate. I thought that was one of the funniest and coolest things that the stadium used to do, but now we don't get to hear that anymore.
Kaylin Sheridan. Oh man. I think we'll have to. Next time at Soccer's this Sunday, March 30th, last regular season game.
Mándale mensaje a tu gallo y dile, ¿qué pedo? No Kaylin Sheridan? Should have called him out during the show.
Yeah, because I was totally at the game. To not hear Craig say that. But yeah, so okay. Right now, going into halftime, what's the feeling in the stadium? What's the feeling during the game? The match flow? Do we think?
I went down from the press box. My girlfriend and her friend were in attendance in the crowd, so I just went by to say hi, and then met up with Alan Underwood, good friend of ours, and some other friends that we met, ex-locals, still locals, future locals.
So they're saying locos, like
locos. Sí, los locos, the Black Beach drinking club.
All right.
The Black Beach, the drinking club.
Hey, man. Hey, dude.
You don't follow them?
I am inclusive to all beaches, my friend, except for Imperial Beach, obviously radioactive. I heard somebody tell me that they're not from here, and they came in. They're like, "Oh, I'm loving staying here in San Diego, Big T." And it's an NFL guy doing he's an 80s NFL guy doing a couple of clinics at work. He's like, we're staying at Imperial Beach, and beautiful place. I went for a dip, and I tell you got some of the most beautiful beaches in town. I'm like, I didn't have the heart to tell him. It's like a 65, 67-year-old old ex-NFL player. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let him live out his days. Just enjoy it. The beauty of Imperial Beach. Somebody has to do it.
Está bonita la playa. You just can't go in.
All right. So, but are we thinking that this is something that is doable for SDFC? For SD Wave? That this is something that it's going to take time, but they're definitely going to come back in the second half stronger. They're going to be more offensive, and there's no way they don't win. They don't win this game, right? Or what was that feeling like?
I mean, the first half, Wave did dominate, and it looked like they were the stronger team. And to me, it was just there's no way they don't win this game feeling, because you're at home. It's a packed house. You're not playing too bad. You're playing pretty well. But that wasn't the case. They couldn't finish. They couldn't produce plays on top. And I don't know, Abe. I don't know if you agree, but
I had a feeling it was going to be a draw. Just the way that they had dominated that first 25 minutes, and then the offense kind of was like not doing much, and I had all the makings of a draw to me, at least. I mean,
yeah, and that's what Casey felt like too. She said on the press conference after, but yeah, unfortunately, game after game, or play after play, and nothing was going in for San Diego Wave, and eventually Jaden Shaw ended up being subbed on, and the stadium went wild. Tony, when I tell you, Jade, like I've never felt her Snapdragon go crazier when it's not Alex Morgan.
Yeah,
she is the superstar now for San Diego Wave.
French.
And yeah, no,
French doing French. French is my second favorite goalkeeper in the NWSL after Caitlin Sheridan. Like, French is such a good goalkeeper. Fundamentally, her reactions are great. She's brave when she needs to come out, and I really, from seeing the first time I saw her over at Torero State, I'm like, wow, like I was very impressed by her game live, and then here, like, is the controversial play, right? The VAR that takes place. The commentary team was shocked immediately that wasn't given. And something I mentioned earlier on the show that I was invited to, shout out to Annie and Nelson, was that these fans in San Diego, they go to Wave games, while they may be quiet at times, while they may be it might be the quietest 32,000 you've ever heard when there's no back-to-back action. That's no slight on anybody. That's just the nature of it, of these matchups. They're smart. And as soon as this play happened, you can hear the stadium just kind of, just quiet down, as if like, like we know what happened.
Oh. No, nothing there.
And they were just trying to keep quiet and let's not say anything because we might not want to give the referee any ideas, but clearly a foul. I mean, as clear as day. Like, VAR got this right.
Once we saw the replay up in the press box, we all kind of pretty much said like, oh yeah, that's a penalty.
Yeah, I will say, you guys were questioning it a little bit. I was the only one that was for sure calling it. The ref should have called that on the field, and it was weird that they didn't even show a replay at all. I heard some criticism about this from some fans.
I saw it too.
I heard that too.
Showing replays of the big screen, the VAR on the big screen, or the away team goals, and it's unfortunate because I mean, all the time we rely on that big screen just to see what happened, and if you don't show the away team goals, that just doesn't sit right.
Yeah. I think the fans deserve to see. If it's a good goal, then it's a good goal. You should be able to see that. See which Wave player might have made a mistake, or see which new NWSL player makes a good move. And it's fun to see opposing players. I think that's something, especially I grew up going to Padres games, and you don't see a lot of good Padres teams. And seeing the opposing team is kind of what I was always excited about a little bit. And these is the way to grow your league, grow your interest and stuff, and seeing other players that are actually good. And I think Kansas City was the better team, and this was a chance for fans to become NWSL fans, but they don't really get to see which player made the play, which player got to do stuff, because they aren't showing replays, which is just a weird policy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple weird policies. We'll get to ones that we heard here on El Juego Bonito, Goals, Gaffes, and Greats in a later segment. But yeah, so 2-1, here comes a penalty, and it kind of takes us the wind out of the sails. You're mentioning, Abe, that KC was the better team, and I think you're onto it, where they seem to be lethal and look more dangerous in important areas. But looking at ball possession, right, in the first half, San Diego Wave had 59% compared to 41% of KC Current, 66% for Wave, and 34% in the second half. And they had relatively good pass accuracy overall in the match with 79% San Diego Wave. So they were efficient in trying to build, but what you're saying exactly there is that they weren't making that final push and being able to make concrete chances to finish them. Um, but I guess that's for Casey Stoney to really look at the team and who they have. Um,
Yeah, the biggest thing that Casey and all the players, Jakobsen and Ali both said, they all said that 5-player black line was pretty impenetrable. It was very hard for them to create chances and deal with that many numbers in the back when the Wave are so reliant on just building slowly and building, and you can't. It's hard to just build when you have 5 players that are just standing back there. And I think that's credit to Kansas City. I mean, their new coach Vlatko Andonovsky's one of the best coaches. He coached the U.S. Women's National Team for a reason, and I think he proved why he's a good coach. And just being able to just solid sit back, let the game come to them, worked out perfectly, because you can let the Wave possess the ball as much as they want, but if they can't create a good shot on goal, then
Honestly, in this game, I feel like Casey Stoney did get out coached by Vlatko. And I mean, he knows Alex Morgan like the back of his hand too when it comes to her play style. And like they shut her down. They shut down that top 3 for Wave. And I do feel like Casey did get a coach. She did feel like they played better, and she seemed pretty happy about it. And it's you lose, but you move on. You have another game on Friday. But I mean, I can't stand with. I don't like it when coaches say, "Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset. Like we lost. Like that we deserved the point. We played better," and that's just the Nate Miller and Landon Donovan talk before. And it's a safe answer for coaches when they lose. Like I want to hear the critique. I want to see like we could have gotten better in this, and this. Not just the performance was there, the result just wasn't there. But if we keep playing like this, we're gonna win games. And
I believe her though. Like I believe. I'm not saying that I didn't believe Landon or Nate Miller, but like I believe Casey when she says that, because she doesn't necessarily always rely on that excuse or that reasoning. And it's a valid reason. Would this game have been different with Jaden Shaw starting and being fully match fit? I believe so, 100%, because then you have so much more focus on Jaden Shaw, on Alex Morgan connecting with Jaden Shaw, where Sophia Jakobsen maybe has that outlet. That's why I'm excited to see this season what she's able to do, because Jaden Shaw is going to be such a focal point for the defense, because you don't know what she's going to do. She's unpredictable. She can play off the left. She can play off the right. She can play right down the middle. She can create chances. But overall, like I think that we didn't see the best version of San Diego Wave here on this home opener. And again, like I don't think we can get too caught up on like, oh well, they need to be angry or be more upset or be more fired up, and not just say this just because at the end of the day, last season, we had these same complaints. We had these same just points of like, hey, like I think there should be this and this and that. And they ended up winning the supporter shield. They came back and they won the Challenge Cup. Like,
I mean, we were being very critical when they had that 9-game winless like streak. So fairly so, you have to be critical, but it is the first game of the season. You never know, like everything can happen. They can go up against Seattle Reign, and then they finally beat Seattle Reign for the first time. And okay, cool. Like everything's back to good. Like everything's back to good.
yeah. And I hate to bring up the parity point, but all the coaches say it, and I do believe that the NWSL is one of the most competitive leagues in the world. It's so many teams that can win on any given weekend, and Kansas City beat Portland last week. Portland lost again in their other game this weekend, and it's just so many good teams that you have to deal with, and so many great players that all around the league that you just can never know what's going to happen. And the Wave are a good team, I think, and like Tony said, that eventually I'm sure the results will come. Like they came last year, they came the year before. Casey Stoney is probably one of the best coaches in the NWSL, and I think they deserve the latitude to just do as they continue to do and just let the game come to them.
Two dudes with latitudes. I love that. No, and to the point here, Jeff, that all I saw from the last 25 minutes was Wave try to cross from the outside and play. Looking at the stats, actually, it was overall throughout the game, 85% of their attack was coming from the middle. The other two was split evenly through the side. So I think that strategy there kind of really proved the fact that you're trying to change it up towards the end, because you need to change it up. You realize that you're not gonna get through, like you're saying, Abe, through this 5 five defender back line.
You have to
So
change
you
it.
have to change it up where you have to start opening those areas up. And I think it was a little too late in that situation. But again, you have what you have, and I think it was a just result at the end of the day. But it's the first match. It spoiled a little bit. There was a little bit more drainage happening by Snapdragon because it wasn't bombarded um, by rain and just all of that. But overall, I think it was a good showing. Everybody, just congratulations to everybody because it takes a village. And here, Abe, we give praise. We don't pander to the teams. We give praise to the hard work that we have. Whether we see some individuals do, some of our now pals that work with the team and just making it all happen. And it takes a village. So, overall, any other thoughts? Who else was there for some coverage? Anybody, anything interesting throughout? I saw that. I think Eric mentioned it earlier.
Our
There was
good buddy Cesar
good food.
Football was there, and the meal press was pretty good.
The meal press.
Yeah. What do we have? Chicken wings, barbecue sauce, ranch, potato salad, a jalapeno cheddar cornbread.
Ooh, SDSU. All right.
Yeah.
Was el chefcito there?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, they
I
were.
love
Yeah.
that. I love that. Media meals. I enjoy hearing the behind the scenes. It's part of it, I guess. It's part of the journey. I'm glad people like that.
No, me senté con mi plato y le dije, "Oy, güey." It's
You
like,
fat
arre,
shame him?
arre, culero.
You fat shamed him for me. Oh, thank you, babe. Cool. Well, fat shame is not cool, sir.
I didn't fat shame.
Okay, I believe.
I didn't realize because I think we had all eaten already, and just seeing that much food, I was like, "Dang, I ate that much too." That was a lot of food.
Nah, vete a la madre.
All right, so San Diego Wave face Seattle Reign. We'll see if they have any better luck with a new name against the team from the Pacific Northwest. They're going to be coming into town against maybe healthier San Diego Wave. What do we feel about this game, lads?
Well, I mean, Rain essentially. I mean, one win, one loss already. Is it the same team?
No.
Yeah, but Rapino's not there.
It's not. No, Abe says no.
Abe,
It's a different team. Rose Lavelle's not there. Emily Sonic's not there. Rapino's not there. But still, even in their first game, Laura Harvey went out of her way to be like, "We are not a rebuilding team. We're never going to rebuild," while she was there. And the Reign are just one of the top tiers in the NWSL, in my opinion. Laura Harvey's a great coach, and this is going to be a tough game for the Wave. I mean, they've never won against the Reign, and I honestly don't think they're going to do it on Friday. I think they'll draw. I have a 1-1 draw in my prediction, but I know it's going to be an exciting game. The games are always good. I'm not worried about how the game's going to look. It's going to be an entertaining game, but the result itself, the Wave have never been able to break it down, and I won't believe it until I see it.
I think that's a barrier that they need to have first before considering making it past where they've ended up in the last couple of years in the tournament. It's just let's take care of the regular season zapatos, as we call it in Spanish. Like, you just got to get that primate off your back. And I think they have to take that step and beat Rain first before we can think of anything else. And it's baby steps, right? And I think the people would be very happy to see that the current reigning defending NWSL Shield champions and current reigning defending Challenge Cup champions.
I think Wave do come out with 3 points in this one.
Yeah.
I think they're going to learn from that first game, and I mean, back-to-back games never hurts at home. And I think Alex Morgan steps up a little bit if Jaden Shaw's back to being fit, and she starts. They have a better chance of scores. Will Westfall still be the starting right back? Probably, but I think it's going to be a matter of time before she gets replaced.
Yeah,
interesting.
I think the Doniak in the midfield is still, for me at least, I am not the biggest fan of it. I think Doniak is a great winger, and Cole Prico was so strong last season. I think Cole Prico and Matt Eggman is going to be probably, in my opinion, the better pairing, but I mean, Casey Stoney believes in it, so we'll keep seeing it. It might be an injury thing. I mean, Colaprico dealt with an ankle injury a lot last season, but I do believe that the Wave have a good team. They shouldn't worry too much, and it's just going to be a fun game on Friday for sure.
And yeah, and I mean, Casey's confidence on the press conference just kind of said like she's not worried about it. She knows what her team has. She knows it's still very early on, and you could go 5 games without winning and then finish with a hot streak, and you can win the Shield. So like you said, I think she knows that, and she's not worried about it. We're all gonna be there Friday, Tony.
I mean, what are you talking about? I was there, according to my radio appearance earlier.
All right, perfect. Let us know if you're going to be going to the game on Friday. Let us know in the chat.
So, Abe, you're obviously having a blast. Hopefully, writing for San Diego Punto Futbol. You have your own little section there. Have you received any sort of just feedback from people, just in general, from some of your writings? Just because you've been honestly killing it, man.
Feedback is not that much, but I know a lot of people have been enjoying some of the clips that I've been putting out, some of the pictures, just going out to the trainings. I've been trying to do that more this season, going out to trainings. Wednesday, I'll probably be out at a training, so stay tuned for maybe a player interview. Not sure which player yet, but we will see in that arena. Follow me on Twitter if you want to hear me complain about the USA-Mexico game. I didn't watch it, but I had a feeling I knew it was going to happen, and it was really disappointing to read all the stuff that happened. I mean, it's time to grow up. There's no excuse.
We might get you here for a couple of USA-Mexico takes here on later on in the show, but again, you can find him at Abe_Cepeda on Twitter. You can find his videos. Honestly, part of the best, and this is very self-aggrandizing, but part of the best coverage of San Diego Wave in San Diego, just consistent out there. It's not just the first game that we cover. We cover all the games. We cover all the training. So glad to have you on board. And I'm just going to go ahead and, you know what? Put yourself away. Abe, you can put yourself away. I'm not going to do it.
Got him.
Got him.
Thank you, Abe.
Have a good one.
Later.
All right. We'll see you later. All right. So with that, obviously there was a lot of pageantry. There was a lot of just fantastic energy that was flowing into Snapdragon on the days before, leading up to it. But we're going to go ahead and now move into just this segment that people tune into and people love. Everybody loves this segment because it's really just an insight look into what's going on, into the heart, the core, into the cove of Snapdragon Stadium. Where is it? Do you have it ready? And we come back with the one and only. We are here with the highest brass of the Sirens, Presidente. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. If you want to just give yourself a little bit of intro for those who are watching for the first time, kind of saying like who this person is and what you're all about, we're going to get into it here.
All right. My name is Tali Lerner. I am a lifelong football fan, and I'm the president of the Sirens. This is the second year in this role, and I'm super hyped and excited by all the growth and the community we've been creating here in San Diego.
Absolutely. And I mean, I've seen you just be part of this and now in a position of leadership. What is it like now kind of, being fully immersed into the world of supporter culture, but not only that, but having to be in a leadership position in that? Is that a little strange? Is that a little weird? Are you just flourishing in the position?
I mean, it's just a lot of fun. I was thinking the other day about the first game at Torero. I came with my wife. We didn't know anybody else in the stadium, really. And here we are 2 years later. I show up at the tailgate. There's hundreds of people. And the amount of love that the Sirens have gotten from everybody in the stadium on Saturday, but also just the amount of participation we are seeing. More people show up. People join the tailgate, bringing things. Donating to our events, being part, suggesting new activities. It's just amazing. And I'm, humbled by the amazing just growth we're seeing.
And it's as organic as it gets, and that's what I really appreciated. And obviously, this being the first match back at Snapdragon, how did you live that away match with a Challenge Cup? I know there was a watch party, and there was a lot of people who were excited for that. Did you enjoy watching Wave lift more silverware?
Always, we're here for it. The place was full. We were at Novo in Mission Valley. There was no chair available. We got there, and people were even thinking that they're going to show some SDSU game, and there was no room for anything else but Wave. We were so loud and happy. It was amazing.
Love that.
Yeah, no. Wave takes the crown here in San Diego right now. But yeah, no. Game day, right? And everything, the nerves are kicking in, the tailgate is going, everyone's having fun. In the back of your mind is the tifo. Like, is this going to work? Everything's going to be good. What was that moment like once it got raised and everyone was able to see it?
I mean, there's tifo in my dreams, Some of us are more calm, and I'm not. I'm very anxious. Is it going to go up? What's going to happen? Is the angle? Is the wind? Everything's going to happen. But it always works. It's just so much fun seeing everything come together. It goes up in the air. We can get the photos real fast from people in other sections. And it was just beautiful.
Yeah, we heard that, there was so much work put into this, and that's what it is, right? Like, I'm really glad that there is a group that's really having the opportunity to show everybody else that this is what's possible in here. Yes, and we'll get to that, Abe, with the best spreadsheets in the game for San Diego Wave, one of the best resources out there. We've been highlighting, we've been mentioning it. Hope you've been getting some hits. I don't know if you're able to track that through Google Sheets, but it's really just a labor of love that happens here for the San Diego Wave. The tifo goes up. What was that? Just that game day moment when the match starts and just everybody just comes together and really has that connection once again.
It's just like being back at home. At this point, Snapdragon, we feel so much at home there, coming together, seeing everybody again, some of the people we haven't seen in months. It's been a long, torturous off season, waiting for the Wave to come back, and it was just amazing. The fans, the drums, the music. I'm a very anxious football watcher, but the songs are just take my head out of it, and we can just have fun together.
Speaking of the songs,
I wanted to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Hey, wait. I gotta.
The Jakobsen jersey. Look at that.
Jersey. So talk to us. How did this idea come about? Giving a surfboard, I'm assuming, to the player of the game.
So the player signs the surfboard, and we collect their signatures throughout the entire season.
Nice.
So we had one last year and this year, and it's just something to commemorate for them and for us to remember the winning player of the match. We love doing that. We love the interactions with the players. We love honoring them and acknowledging, even after a loss, acknowledging the great football they played. And I think everybody's having a great time.
That's awesome, man. We're gonna have Jaden Shaw signing that a couple times.
More than likely, and some repeat signatures, and it'll be a great piece of memorabilia for this.
Get Mel B signing it this season. That'd be cool.
I mean, this is going to be there's a lot of opportunities for that.
Yeah.
Because and something I just wanted to highlight real quick. We were talking about the love to give to the players and just enjoying it and having the songs really take your mind to that different place where you're just able to really just enjoy the atmosphere. If you go to SanDiegoSirens.com/songs, you can actually look at the songs, the lyrics, and if some of these songs right here have a little play button where you can actually hear what these songs are supposed to sound like. But I'm pretty sure that if you ask anybody at the Cove, they're going to be friendly enough to say, you know what, here's how it goes, and then just fake it till you make it, and eventually you'll get it. Have you had a lot of people just kind of join in this season, or what's that like?
It was loud.
A lot more. We spread QR codes to the songs page all around the supporters section, and there's more people in other sections. There are Sirens, whether they sit in the supporters area or not. And we're hearing more and more voices. We had chants started by random people in the supporter section on Saturday, and
Cool.
we were the ones joining. It was a lot of fun, and we're also gonna surprise with some new songs this weekend.
That is awesome, man. And props to you all because it sounded so loud. When in the press box, we were right behind it, right next to the supporter section, but it sounded loud. It sounded good. And hopefully we can all keep this up this whole season. But are there any surprises? I know Blazer Night's coming up this Friday.
Yes.
How's everyone feeling about it?
Ooh.
No, it's the most loved theme night we had last year. We had to bring it back. Everybody is really excited. Celebrate Casey and how much we appreciate what she's doing and the atmosphere that she's bringing to this club on the field and off the field. We have some surprises planned. I hope everybody has their blazers ready. We'll have some coolers ready for photos.
That's gonna be fun.
I might. So traditionally,
You
I don't
like to rock a good blazer.
Well,
now.
no. I don't. I only wear it when I have to for the soccers, to be honest. That's the only time we really get me wearing pants as well. I like shorts. But anyways, I'm more of a Hawaiian shirt. I'm really thinking of wearing a blazer on Friday just because, like, just to support and I really like the fun aspect of this league and what the brand of San Diego Wave supporters culture has been, and it's just things like this that really connect, and the players get it. The Casey gets it. Like there's that really strong connection, and I do feel that that's something that has been worked on both sides.
You know,
so far, yes.
it was really important for us to create an atmosphere of joy in our support. I've been part of supporters in other areas and clubs, and I feel what makes the Sirens and the Wave special is that we're all about inclusivity and fun and joy, and making it so everybody really feels it all around the stadium, and that goes all the way to the players and Casey.
Love that. And so this Friday, obviously another opportunity to get in there, to get into the Cove. Make sure that you are signing up for the membership. There's memberships for the Sirens. You got the 2024 Epic membership. You get yourself that scarf right there. You can point it at Chivas just so it's a little clearer. Well, okay, cool. There you go. You can also get yourself the 2024 Mythic membership, and that's just, again, to be part of the fray, to be part of the environment there. And
if you meet us at a tailgate or a watch party, you can sign up on the spot. It's a lot of fun. You get to hear all the information a bit before everybody else and be part of all the activities we have. Our Discord server is a full-time job if you want it, but so much opportunities to do things together, to talk about the game, and to really meet new people and find a community.
There you go. Find them at tailgate. Save yourself the shipping fee.
Yeah, exactly. Play smarter, not harder. No, and honestly, just the Sirens in general, and again, I will sing the praises of them because they're intelligent fans. They know what they're doing. Honestly, you and I, we're coming into this world as well. We're learning. I think we have a good footing on kind of what this league is about, and hopefully we're contributing to some and helping spread the message and the word of San Diego Wave and the NWSL. But I'll tell you, people on that Discord, the fans are incredibly just rich with knowledge of the game, and I find myself learning a lot from you. So kudos to everything the Sirens have been doing this season. Is there anything else that is coming up on the horizon for the Sirens, perhaps?
I mean, first, thank you for having us over, but for all the work you've been doing, bringing more football to everybody in San Diego. I mean, we have a lot happening this month, this next game on Friday, and then after the international break, some away games. We're super excited. We're planning away trips. People are going to LA for the Angel City game, to the Bay, to Utah, even Kansas City. So join us. We're having a lot of fun together in San Diego and even away.
And then before I let you go, I do have to, we mentioned it, and Abraham mentioned it because we do use it as a resource. Best spreadsheets in the game. This is public, right? Like this is anybody can access this, and that's kind of what you'd like, right?
Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with football through learning and knowing and digging into who the players are, where they come from. I'm new to American football because I followed mostly European football. So making this spreadsheet with information, there's an updating league table there, which you probably don't want to look at this week. But you can see all the information,
Really quick.
the games, the attendance, and just a tool for everybody to enter into understanding what is happening in San Diego and what's happening across the league.
No, it's beautiful. It's so fantastic.
And
like
Tony loves a good spreadsheet.
Yeah,
I
100%.
mean, spreadsheets are my love language.
and this is it's color coded. It's done so well. It's organized. I love them. I love it when other people make them better. And this is a fantastic resource. So with your permission, we'll throw this into the comments and just let everybody kind of enjoy the love of the spreadsheet, because it's something that's absolutely fantastic. We just put the link right there. I know it looks like a link there, but it's
beautiful. People have sent me more information to add, suggestions. So it's collaborative. If you have ideas on how to make this better, or if you want to correct some of my information, please do that. We want to make this a resource for as many fans as possible.
That's amazing.
Perfect. Is there anything else I want to say to the people of San Diego, people of the Sirens, before we let you go?
I mean, I love each and every one of the Sirens. This has been a pleasure, and I'm just so happy we're back in season. See you all Friday.
Absolutely. Be there on Friday. We will be there. Do you have a blazer, Chiva?
Yeah, I do.
Wear it. I'll wear mine.
All right. Okay.
Clean it
All right,
first.
meet us at the tailgate or at the stadium. We'll have a cooler and a photographer ready for you.
All right.
Awesome.
We'll do that. All right. Really appreciate your time. This has been the Call of the Sirens. We can't wait to talk to you again here soon, and see you at Snapdragon.
See you at Snapdragon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. That's what it's all about. That's why I really just naturally fell in love with this community of soccer in San Diego, is that there's so many passionate fans that are willing to just go through the ringer of having a full-time job, probably 2-3 to pay, living in San Diego to begin with, and then deciding to have a whole separate full-time job and being part of a supporter group. Not only being part of a supporter group, but being part of leadership. It's honestly one of those things where hats off, and it just really labor of love, as Tali was saying. So shout out to the Sirens, and shout out to everybody involved in that as well. So
moving on to the next segment, Duran Watch. No jugó.
All right, cool. That's been Duran Watch.
Duran Watch.
You're just playing around with the things. You're just looking at it.
Yeah. No, I'm like learning as I'm going. But I don't know. I don't know when he'll get a start. Maybe for Open Cup. Hopefully.
Open Cup.
Open Cup.
All right. So moving on to our next big thing here in San Diego that happened soccer-wise, because there has been some news that dropped into the SDFC verse. Can you put the little banner?
I did.
Oh, you did.
Tranquilo, viejo.
Tranquilo, viejo.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
El boy.
All right. So it was announced after that the Carlsbad event was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Could you gulp any fucking louder?
Yeah, I could, but I didn't. So you're welcome.
Jesus Christ.
Estás sin cabrón, la neta. Te tengo que decir. Estás sin cabrón.
What?
Dude, like, you have the best sources.
You
got the second signing right.
Yeah. I mean,
actually someone wrote it.
San Diego.Futbol got the second signing right.
Was he the third signing or the second signing?
Being technically, it was a second. I knew he was a second. Because we did have that story, and people, rightfully so, even some people within, were hesitant and good in doing so, because that's what makes good journalism. I'm gonna throw it up here. This was, I believe, what was the date? Let me take a look at it. It was on January 25th. So on January 25th, last paragraph there, written by Two Balls and a Mic, aka Abe Cepeda. Sources tell San Diego Punto Football that SDFC's next signing is close with Marcus Ingvartsen. A Danish forward with FC Norseland. And so we had gotten that scoop pretty early on.
Yeah.
We had heard about the second player, but that up until the moment wasn't necessarily confirmed. But with that, it was officially confirmed.
And sources said that there's a chance they get loaned out to OC, right?
Yeah. So there is a source that's letting us know that there is a chance that at least Marcus is going to be making his way over to Orange County FC to be teammates with Duran Ferree. Now that's kind of interesting because while Marcus Ingvartsen is saying that he's going to be here for 2025, obviously going through it, that doesn't mean he can't be loaned out to Orange County. In his statement, he did say that he's looking forward to playing European football and all that good stuff. FC Norseland has been featured in the Europa conference league, so conference championship tournament. But that's a significant step down, I would think, from being at the cusp, at the doorstep of playing in such a tournament to then being loaned out to Orange County SC. Now, no slight to Orange County SC, which obviously they've been fantastic with us, we have a partnership there. But
I will down that mountain where playing anywhere in Europe is still better than playing anywhere in America, whether it's the US or Mexico, whether it's MLS or the end of ¿cómo se llamaba? USL Championship. Yeah, ya se murió lo de hoy, se me olvida.
And here's our pal Marcus saying hello to you, the viewer. And it's muted because I did that for a reason.
See,
I did that for a reason because then he's gonna scream at me.
Hi fans, Marcus Ingvartsen here. Very excited to meet you guys, and I'm very much looking forward for 2025.
He wasn't talking to you. He was talking to fans.
No, he was talking to me as part of, like, very excited to meet me, but also with the fans.
Oh, it's because he said, hello, fans.
No, but he was talking to me in that part, not the fans.
Yeah,
he's
for sure.
Realistically.
Okay.
How many fans is he going to meet?
What do we know about them?
All right. So we do know that, let's see. What do you want to know? Ingvartsen, 28, began his career at FC Norseland, scoring 30 goals in 74 appearances for the Danish club. And he led the Superliga in scoring during the 2016-2017 season before transferring to Belgian Pro League club Genk. Genk, also where I believe Kevin De Bruyne used to play for. Back when he was in the Belgian league as well. Back when he was a little youngling. Back when he was pre-Mourinho Chelsea. Back when he was still a super prospect. And then later he played with the Union Berlin and Mainz 05 in the Bundesliga. He rejoined FC North in 2023, and he's had an impact scoring 6 goals in 8 UEFA Europa League matches.
¿Que no el Mainz es donde jugó el Super Marco Fabián?
Yes.
Sí, ¿verdad?
Yeah, so they might know each other. So transfer loaned out to Empire Strikers, perhaps here.
It's still part of the team.
But yeah, I mean, we've seen him, and we've seen some highlight packages of him. He's an interesting player where he's a forward and he's speedy, he's tactical, he's very good on the ball, and that's something that you're going to see across the board. There was a interview with Tom Penn that surfaced somewhere in the internet verse where he kind of rehashed everything that he told us. Check out that interview, San Diego Punto Football. 2 Balls and a Mic interview CEO of SDFC, Tom Penn, where he still, if you go into that interview that we had with him, there's still nuggets that you start unearthing. That's like, that's what he meant. That was 5 months ago, and now some of his plans are starting to go into fruition. But a lot of the players that you're going to start seeing have that same sort of style where they're good on the ball, they're good in transition, and they're good in the total football tiki-taka-esque type playing. And I think that's what they're going to be going for.
Yeah, I mean, center defensive mid. He's 31 years old already. What is he really going to bring into the league? It's going to be interesting. Supposedly, from what we heard, is that this man runs a lot. This man is very physical. You need a player like that in your system. I would love to see if they had a coach already before you start signing all these players. Granted, I'm sure maybe they already do and they haven't announced it yet. But I don't get it where you're just gonna start buying players, and I get it. There's this whole academy process, and they're from FC Northland, which is right to dream as well. But if I'm a coach and I start seeing this team getting players that I'm like, how am I gonna use these players? I don't even know who they are. I don't even know if I can trust them.
It's gonna be
how
internal.
am I gonna come into this
It's gonna be
team
internal.
saying, hey, and that I don't know how I feel about that if it's internal. Like I really don't. I mean,
Well, figure it out right now. Figure out how you feel.
would
Stop
feel
saying
like
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Like
Like,
my
figure it
thoughts.
out.
Oh, you figure it out.
I do.
I-
I'm waiting for you to stop so we can discuss it.
I feel like you need a coach with experience. I feel like you need a coach that's already well known. I feel like you know someone that knows what they're doing, not someone internal. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I'd feel that in order to make this project be as efficient as it can be and really stick to and get the best out of it, you have to have somebody who knows and understands the philosophy of the way of playing of FC Northland, the Right to Dream project. So you're going to get somebody internal from Right to Dream. You're not going to get a Pio Herrera. You're not going to get a big name to come in and really and try to adapt them and teach an old dog new tricks. You have to have somebody who's already in there because you're going to hire a bunch of coaches for Right to Dream that are going to be scouting in Mexico and Tijuana and having all these players be input. Which, by the way, I was told specifically by people within the organizations that no, there's no way we're going to be shipping in kids from across the sea to be part of this thing. It's all going to be San Diego. Bullshit. And guess what? It happened. That's what you're doing. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. But don't be just thinking and spewing this thing and message of, oh, it's going to be all San Diego, all this. Get your head out of the clouds. That's what you were told. That's what you were made to believe. That's fine, but that's not the reality of these things.
Mhm.
You're going to go ahead and start having the process of the academy be slow. It's going to be methodical. Check back in 5 years from now, and then tell me, okay, we're building, and now we have a base of Tijuana and San Diego. That's the base of the region. We have these players. We have these things. They have teams that go into different villages in Ghana and Egypt and find specific players with talent and scout them. This area is very different, and I think that's going to be a rude awakening for the Right to Dream project. Just really trying to find those players that need it and are really just diamonds in the rough on both sides of the border. So to answer your question, I don't care who the manager is. I don't believe it's going to have an impact whether he's a known name or not. It's going to be whether he knows how to run the system. Right. If you have, if
But
you
think that system's gonna work? I know you've been hesitant about it.
It can. And that's the thing where you need somebody who has an in with the way that the MLS works, because all this jargon, all this discussion that's happening around Right to Dream and how revolutionary it's going to be for soccer in the US and the MLS is going to be taken by storm. And it can 100% happen. But you're also saying that some of the best players in the world are going to be here. They're going to be growing, and we're going to have some of the top talents at a global scale here in the San Diego's Right to Dream Academy and SDFC. I don't see that happening. I hope it does. But I don't see that happening. And at the end of the day, you're not trying to win a World Cup. You're not trying to win a Europa League. You're not trying to win a Champions League. You're trying to win the MLS. So how about you, if you're really about winning championships and bringing that number one status to San Diego, how about you focus on winning the MLS? Is this style of play going to bring that to you? It's a big question mark. We're going to have to see what this lightning quick, good tempo, controlling the ball, controlling the times, controlling everything that you do, and making sure that you are putting and pressing into your opponent and they're not going to have a chance to breathe. If this total football 2024 version of Right to Dream is into fruition, then great. It's going to be fantastic. But up until then, it's all speculation. Up until then. I mean, and with names like Marcus Invartsen, You can't tell me that other than the fact that it's a signing, people are excited for this. You can't tell me
Yeah.
other than, oh, a couple people I've had him on Football Manager, and he took me here, and in FIFA career mode. Like, that's great. Like, that's fantastic. He's a 75 gold card on FIFA. Great. That, like, okay, that's a stat. Fantastic. But how is that going to translate into the MLS? It's going to take a lot of people, much like we see, and I tell people in the indoor game, like, I did not even try to play in indoor game, but it's soccer. No, it's a different sport. You really have to hone your skills into that. You're going to have to be intentional about wanting to win the MLS. Are these the right ingredients? Perhaps. It'd be interesting.
I hope it is. Right? And it just turns out to be some of the best soccer MLS has ever seen, and it revolutionizes the game and changes it and in all sorts of aspects. But we're gonna have to still wait and see. Do you think the next couple signings will be from FC Northland, Right to Dream Connected, or do you think they finally get a big name? There was something sourced.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay,
We
hold on.
glossed over a whole other player that was also signed by SDFC, and that is Svetkov. Svetkov, who's also part of the Right to Dream project, gets welcomed to the Chrome and Azul part of the fray. And so it's interesting with that, right? Because that's a player that, if you look at the stats, is another one of those pretty much not cookie cutter, but it's not necessarily negative, but it's one of those players that you're going to go ahead and have from Right to Dream that's going to really fill this team with a blueprint of what you want. Let me just get this real quick, put it there. And I'm going to share really quick this window. And yeah, you can see here, this is Zarkov's just little chart here, just give you an idea of who he is. And he's very safe on the ball. He's incredibly safe on the ball compared to the men's in the top 14 competitions in the world over the last 365 days, based on 503 minutes played, which is what he actually played. He's a player that has a point 30 excuse me, he has a 0.36% out of 90. ¿Dónde está? Where'd it go?
Go ahead, you're doing great.
I am doing great. Excuse me. 84.85% of the passes attempted. His pass completion is 87.9. And again, this is in the last year, just concurrent stats of what's happening. He's somebody who's incredibly safe out of ball. That's as traditional of a 6 player as you can get. He's going to be that pivot player that you're going to see be incredibly important moving out of the back, but strong also on a defensive line. He averages per 90 minutes of play, he'll average 1.43 in interceptions a game, clearances 1.61, 1.43 blocks per game. And so those are some of the stats that are really going to make themselves known. So you have somebody on the attacking front, you have somebody on the midfield. I think you're going to have to start to get somebody in the back line to really start putting this team together as far as an idea of what you're going to want. So some interesting numbers here for El Gran Invartsen. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing here who? Quién? 100%. And look, that's the reality of things. And a lot of people who are now LAFC fans, who are St. Louis fans, had no idea who any of these players were when they came in. I don't think anybody had in St. Louis Josh Yarrow circled as like, oh, that's going to be our guy. That's going to take us far into like anything. Like that's what it is. And it's just interesting to see that now, of course, that needle is moving. Players are getting signed. How that's going to impact at the end of the day is yet to be seen. But what do you think about these 2 signings overall?
I mean, overall, I think it gives you a name to be able to already start promoting. Like, hey, we're getting these 2 players. They're part of the Right to Dream Academy, and it's something we've been asking San Diego FC to do. Okay, you got to start signing players. we can't just get upset. Okay, they're not the players we want. They're not the players the fans want, but they're signings. They're signing, and it has to keep going, and hopefully it goes faster. And like you said, I want to see a defender. It kind of makes sense, right? You have an attacker, a midfielder. You already have a goalkeeper. Get someone in the back line, and whether it's someone from FC Northland or from another team that's connected with Right to Dream, so be it. But start building that roster already. If you already have the coach, it's internal. They're already kind of like in the process of things, meddling there and saying, I want this player, this player, this player. By all means, keep going with it. It's what, less than a year now?
Less than a year.
Less than a year.
And what do we have to show for it for SDFC? This. So yeah, so it's Invartsen signed a 3-year deal through 2027, club option in 2035, and Yipe is how you say his first name, according to the guide that we were provided by SDFC, for 2026. And this is going to be the third person that joins, as you said, Duran Ferry, who may be facing some competition. Any last seconds, second thoughts about these two players? Anything we're missing?
I hope they pay off, and I hope they're some players that can contribute to anything into the field and into the game. But we'll see. Only time will tell.
So time will also be telling some of the, I guess, the hottest things that were communicated through, not this guy, this fraud, Fabrizio Romano, who clearly follows San Diego Punto Football for his latest updates on what's happening in soccer in San Diego. But this is kind of a boost that the social saw as far as the name. So originally it comes from the sources through Italy that says that's Salernitana News, where Ochoa is currently playing, where he said that he's not going to continue with them for the next season. And then it also mentions on there that some of the clubs that are interested right now are Monterrey y San Diego as the principal teams that are interested in the goalkeeper. So, Memo Ochoa, that created some
San Memo Ochoa. Memo Ochoa, when it comes to club soccer, hasn't been the best player, but when it comes to selección,
congratulations, he just got past 3,000 goals scored on.
Yeah, so it's wild. It's definitely a player that would bring in a crowd. It's definitely, if you're targeting the Mexican audience, it's definitely an eye catcher, and you're like, oh, vamos a ver al Memo Ochoa.
Yeah. I mean, that's San Memo. Like that's a guy, like he's revered. Like
he's very loved and hated and it's a 50-50, but there's no denying his career, right? He attended 5 World Cups. That alone is an achievement. And when it comes to Memo Ochoa being faced against Brazil, it's greatest goalkeeper I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, urban legends here is marketing wise, I understand, but on the field, he's not going to help at all.
And I agree.
And I think that was the general, like, it was split, right? So if you look just at the comment section and the reaction here, people saying pass, some people like fire. If true, let's hope not. We want to be taken serious. But see the team concede so many goals. And then somebody was like, yeah, they're on the path of being to continue to be the most hated team in the league. The interesting part was some of the mentions and the retweets pertaining this. Okay, I see that.
View quotes.
Where is that?
Click on it and the retweet. View quotes.
View quotes. Wow.
There you go.
Thank you for teaching me something, Jiva. I mean, there you go. As clear as day as can be. Buonaga to score bangers on Ochoa if this happens. Please no. MLS teams realizing they can easily score past Guillermo Ochoa. I mean, he gave a stint, and again, you have some people who are incredibly excited for this, right? People who hope this happens. He's a hero. He's a folk hero. San Memo, again, doing incredible with La Selección. Pretty sure he's going to be in 2026 to still the Selección's goalkeeper, more than likely, like it or not. But yeah, it can definitely just be a boost, and everybody's going to be rocking those Ochoa 13 or 1 jerseys if it does come out. But
Abe was feeling it. Abe had like a Mexican, like those bandanas that you put on. Abe, put that back on real quick. I know I saw it. I'll show you right now.
he says
he
no.
said no.
He
He's a
said
little shy
no.
now.
I'm really curious to see what like people who are watching, like what they're thinking. De jugador, no. Just embajador, yes. Hi, Abe. Bye, Abe. Mire mi foto, soy americanista de entrenador, de portero, sí. So yeah, I mean, Edwin the Great, you know, he's somebody who in his profile picture is having a fiesta with his America buddies.
No, entrenador de portero, sí.
The entrenador, I mean, it's not going to happen.
As a player.
As a player, no. So.
A lo mejor de delantero sí la arma.
Man, Toro is on fire. El Toro Fuerte. Shout out El Toro Fuerte.
Maybe as a striker, he will be good. It'll be interesting to see if it happens. I mean, we know he likes to visit San Diego. We know he likes to be here during the off season. And I mean, who wouldn't, right? San Diego's such a nice place to live. You're already almost 40, if not 40.
Yeah, no, he's 38. He's coming up. He's coming up to 40. He's coming up for 40. Let me see if I can find it. ¿Dónde estás? But you wouldn't like San Memo in San Diego?
No. I mean, I would. I mean, it'd be cool. As a in the media selfish way. We have San Memo. We get to do an interview with him. We get to talk to Memo Ochoa. Like, that's freaking sick. You know. Other than that, as a player that's going to contribute to the team, I don't know, experience, yes, but how much experience does it matter when you come and you're a goalkeeper? You could get someone else that's in their 27, 28.
Yeah, and
cap.
This goes kind of against everything you're saying in terms of the Right to Dream project, right?
Yeah.
You sign Duran free. He's going to be here. He's a phenom goalkeeper who
American prospect, and you bring in Mexicans and Memo Ochoa to get the starting spot over your American prodigy.
Yeah, I don't know what message that's sending. But again, this is all a rumor right now, and this is kind of through our sources, and it's good to have sources on both sides of La Frontera as well, just because it really puts things into perspective. Where I mean, a source through a Liga MX team that may or may not be across the border just responded to our story at some point, which is like a crying laughing emoji. And then I hit him up personally. I'm like, Piensas, what do you think? Like, he's like, oh, wow. See you in the nations the
Leagues Cup.
The Leagues Cup. See you in Leagues Cup. But yeah.
Perdieron los Padres.
It's spring training. It's fine. No, it doesn't count for real. Like, it's the dumbest. It's the dumbest thing. They went and played 2 real games. But yeah, so San Memo Ochoa, I was looking for the picture because he has a picture where he is vacationing here in San Diego. I know he frequents San Diego so much so that my sister who works at Ben and Jerry's in Seaport Village, shout out, I guess, go get some expensive ice cream. At Ben and Jerry's, just buried her site. Has seen him there not frequently, but just has seen him there a lot. He really likes that area. There was a picture that they posted next to the Kiss, next to the Midway. That statue. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Cool.
The famous statue. Go get a picture when you're visiting.
Go get a kiss.
Oh.
Oof. It was about that would have not been good. Anyway, you know exactly why. Jeez. Oh man. You okay there, bud?
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
cool.
okay.
Bring it on back.
But yeah, San Memo Ochoa. Is there anything else you have to say about San Memo maybe possibly joining SDFC?
I don't know. I mean, maybe that's why Ricardo Campos was publicly at the Azteca. You know, just making the rounds in Mexico, scouting, perhaps, maybe just, you know, checking the stadium out, getting a tour. Presidente of SDFC, you know, vice president of SDFC, making the rounds. And it's interesting just kind of how this team is going to come together. And whether or not it's going to be mostly academy players is yet to be seen. But the first steps are being taken there for them. I'm trying to see if there's anything else for SDSC. No.
I think that covers it.
All right, that does cover it. So, did Kokevek teach Duran a lot of Spanish? Did you write? Did Abe write that?
Yeah, Abe wrote that.
I mean, he's gonna have to learn. He's gonna have to learn, and he's a youngling. He lives in San Diego. He can get by. Un California burrito. Yeah, Duran's gonna teach Ochoa like, okay, here's the spots, man. He's gonna just take him to like the best Mexican food Coronado can buy. If they do sign Memo, does that take a DP spot? No creo. If so, that'd be a waste. Okay, urban legend. I mean, again, we'll see what's gonna just unravel with that. We'll keep an ear down to the ground. Again, just reminding you, this is the source that revealed to the world that MLS was coming to San Diego. So you might want to be sticking around because we'll have more information as it comes out. Yes, Chiba.
I mean, if it takes a DP spot, it'd be a waste of money, and I don't think it would. I mean, he would be coming as a free agent, so it's just a matter of seeing what that contract would look like. But I think you have a chance to sign higher valued players, if anything, to take those spots. So, I mean, SDFC has a lot to think about there, but who knows? Who knows what happened? Again, this is still a rumor, nothing official. The official thing is that he will not be playing in Italy at the end of the season. He's going to be a free agent. There's the chance he just goes to Monterrey because that's what Monterrey tends to do and just sign players that they want anyways.
And they're going to be playing before 2025 as well. So, what's that going to look like? Sign Ochoa, loan him out to Orange County FC. There you go, Duran. Figure it out, son.
That for sure is the trend. But I think, Tony, that takes us into our next segment.
Does it really, Chiva? I have a.
You have something else?
I don't know. Just making sure that we have all the things that are necessary here for this segment. So we're gonna do goal, perfect, gaff, and great. All right.
Yeah.
Look at that.
El juego bonito.
El juego bonito.
Let's start with goal of the week.
Goal of the week.
Goal of the week, to me, not only does it need to be, it doesn't necessarily need to be a banger. It doesn't need to be a wow factor, but it could be something that is very meaningful to the soccer community here in San Diego.
Absolutely.
And then that goes to say Josh Jarro, center back that played for San Diego Loyal, being in the MLS next team for St. Louis, and then finally moving up to the MLS team, getting his first MLS goal with St. Louis. To me, it's just like, wow, okay. We talked to this dude. He used to play here at Torero Stadium, and he got to go on the scoring sheet. He was a beast of a player.
Yeah, and he's been good in MLS, and people love him in St. Louis for who he is, and he's developed to be an MLS quality player. And so, it's really good seeing him get on the score sheet for St. Louis and get the praise that he deserves here. So, really good header, really directing it down, and just a sharp angle in which he was able to direct the ball into. So, it takes skill. It takes courage to just put your face there if you've never headed a ball. So,
special shout out, I guess, to Tyler Adams for that banger. We're not talking Mexico USA game, guys, because the only thing we talk about is Ochoa possibly being linked to SDFC, and Mexico kids look nice.
Cool. All right, let's go for great, and then we're gonna go with gaff.
Yeah,
what's the great?
San Diego soccer scene. 32,000 fans.
The San Diego
breaking a
soccer scene
opener record in the NWSL. 32,066 fans were announced at Snapdragon Stadium, and to me, that deserves a great. I don't know if you want to agree with me or not, if you have someone else, but to me, this is amazing.
Yeah, to really show out, and we'll see what the average becomes this season and this year, just for San Diego Wave, who have maintained a 20,000 plus average for their time at Snapdragon. So I think it sets a precedent once again that this community is is there for the soccer reason, and not just necessarily because it's a good ticket, it's a good event. It's just that people are here because they're invested in the team. They're invested in the team. They're invested in the play, and they want to see this project succeed. So shout out to everybody who's worked very hard in order to make this happen. 32,000 is a lot of people to be able to get packed in there to Snapdragon. And look, it's really setting a precedent and really putting SDFC to the test. And that's what I'm going to be interested in looking at for this. I mean, since it was brought up again, this non-soccer specific stadium. And to be put to the test for SDFC to pack that and on a consistent basis. And by the way, it wasn't us who resurfaced that soccer specific stadium. It was elsewhere. It's crazy how things make the rounds that way. But yeah, so yeah, King Yarrow, he's good. All right, cool. We have the gaff of the week. El Gaffo.
We're not gonna go into too much
El
detail
Oso.
out of respect, but the gaff of the week had to be Snapdragon Security.
So again, just for context, I was not there present, and you kind of walk me through this.
So again, like, just out of respect, nothing was to be really made public yet, but we just want to say, like, Snapdragon pulled a fan over for what they were wearing. Made them cover up what they were wearing, and for whatever reasons it was, unless it's very really graphic or anything like that that's inappropriate. But to me, that, I don't know what context you want to use when it comes to it, but
I mean, I think we can say it. Like,
Yeah.
look, it was a fan who was wearing a soccer jersey of the country of Palestine.
Yeah.
And it was a decision that was taken, and I think that's as far as we can take the details right now, where this individual was asked to cover up, and I think you saw it on Instagram, on Twitter, just kind of took a little life of its own, and I was personally upset because I just want to know what was a directive in order to do that. I actually reached out to the security agency, and I reached out to Snapdragon themselves, and they had no comment at the time in order to say who the directive was from, either the team, Snapdragon, or the security agency themselves. I don't think anybody's going to come forward, but I just hope that this doesn't set a tone or precedent of just deciding what can or cannot be happening at a soccer stadium if it's above board. I understand if there was things that were done actively to maybe make somebody uncomfortable, maybe be a little bit more have an uproarious display of it, and I don't think this was the case. And my question there is now, okay, so what's the directive, Chiefs? If I see somebody wearing a jersey that's from the country of Russia, a soccer jersey, a Snapdragon, are they going to be asked to cover up? If we're taking geopolitical conflicts into the soccer verse, something that really has no place other than the fact that, obviously we do the national anthem before every single game, and that's to prop up the military. Different podcast. Is that something that's going to be enforced? What happens if somebody wears an Israel jersey, soccer jersey? What happens if somebody wears a Ukraine soccer jersey? Like, where's that line? And I for one am not a fan of double standards or just injustices in the world. And I feel like that was something that could have been avoided if not communicated better before. And
Yeah.
if it is, then I'd love to hear about it, and I'd love to hear the reasoning for that, and I'd love to let everybody know in order to be able to be comfortable out there wearing what you can at the venue. Like, I know for a fact that WWE events, for example, WWE goes to different venues across the country. If you're wearing a jersey of a wrestler that's not part of WWE or something that's lewd or something, they don't tell you to cover up. They don't kick you out. They don't threaten to kick you out. What they do is they give you a WWE branded, just says WWE shirt, and just wear this, and you can sit and you can enjoy the rest of the show. And okay, if that's something that they want to do, go for it. but to put somebody in a position where their enjoyment of the game of soccer is put into question, I think that's where I personally draw the line, and I don't think that's cool. So regardless of how it was, this is something that happened. So that's a gaffe. That's a pie in the face. We see here, FYI, I saw 2 flags of Palestine being waved at BMO last week during ACFC and Bay City match. They seem to wave it in the whole match. And again, there's different rules for different stadiums, venues, with different directives from different levels. And so I'm just curious as far as like what happened there. And again, out of absolute just respect for everybody involved, we want to make sure that that story just kind of takes its own life, not life, takes its own path here in life. And it gets resolved, and everybody can enjoy the game. That's what I just care for. It's just making sure everybody's comfortable
100%.
and all about that. So for now, that has been the segment of El Juego Bonito. Good.
Yeah, you still get the power.
All right. You ready, Abe? Mexico lost to the U.S. 2-0 once again.
Yep. 2-0.
It is embarrassing. It is appalling. It is saddening what's happened to Mexican soccer. Congratulations to the U.S. on winning back-to-back made-up friendly trophy tournaments.
I mean, at this point, it's not even embarrassing. It's expected. Like Caesar said on Twitter, this is an expectation for the Mexicans. That I saw a comment made like, this is probably the worst Mexican national team we've had in 40 years. And I definitely got to agree. It's bad. It's at its worst. And there's things that you can question, whether with Jimmy Lozano. We're not going to dive into the game or anything like that. Like, it's just our feelings as Mexican national team supporters. But this is pathetic. And hopefully something changes. Will it? Probably not.
Look, Memo Ochoa has been on record of saying, like, in my lifetime, the U.S. will never be a favorite. Well, guess what, Memo Ochoa? Not only are they favorite in your lifetime, they're favorites every time now. Hey, what do you think?
Yeah, the first game I ever went to, I think, was a USA-Mexico game at the Rose Bowl. It was a Gold Cup, and even back then it was happening. People were still awkward about it, but the chant just it can't happen. It shouldn't happen anymore. But CONCACAF and the Mexican Federation, just really has that's the only power that the fans have, and it's unfortunate. That's the only way that they can dictate the results of the team. And when they want to lash out like children, it's literally a toddler lashing out at the parents that wants to say, hey, I don't like this. They're just doing the chant because they know that that's the only way that they have power over the results of the game, and just want to stop watching it. And it's just horrible to see that you just revert to homophobia. Like, that's how I view it. It's homophobic chant. They shouldn't do it. I understand that you probably did it your life and you're kind of used to it, but people know it's bad. They don't do it until they're upset and frustrated with the game. When they know they're going to lose, they do it. They did it at Snapdragon when they played against Cameroon, and they did it like, just nothing's going to happen. We're going to keep doing it. They're going to release statements saying, oh, we don't like it. Oh, it's not supposed to be in our game. But it's just going to keep happening until there's actual real consequences for Mexican fans or the Mexican team itself, because it's going to just keep happening. Like, I really have no answer.
And there isn't an answer. And the thing is, fans are going to keep doing it, and it's going to keep happening more and more the more the team's playing terribly. If the team were to be winning, this wouldn't have happened, and that's how Raza is. And it's very hard to get Raza to understand and the concept of homophobia. To them, it's all fun and jokes. They don't mean it in that way, and that's their mindset. And to change the Mexican mindset, it's almost an impossible task. Like, if you ask your Mexican grandmother to, hey, like, this is how it is now. Nope, that's not how it is. You're wrong. and there's no correcting them. And unfortunately, that's the culture. And I'm speaking on behalf of that culture. Like, that's what it is. You're not going to change it. I don't think the chat should be said as well. I think it's like they already told you to stop saying it. Follow the rules. Stop saying it. Like, there's no point in trying to make it right when it's already like there. Like, stop it. Like, you're not gonna get anything out of it. You're already losing on the field and off the field. Like, what else do they want to do? And it's gonna come down to a point where the federation has to make something where fans are just not gonna be allowed in the stadiums completely, and we're gonna have Mexico games in empty stadiums again, and that's maybe going to make a dent to it.
Maybe, but still, it's just I can't believe it's still happening. Like, I've talked to family members about this too, and it's something that has been in our life for a long time. And I agree with you, Chiva, that like there's so many hard-headed people in my life that don't think that it's homophobic, but it's just I really have no words for it.
Yeah, I mean, just to touch on a little bit on that, and even going back right here to a comment, I want to make sure I don't just we're not glossing it over. Was by Jeff, is just being respectful of everybody, in that, because we don't want to make anybody, like I said, uncomfortable with being at a soccer match, and that by its nature makes people uncomfortable. And I think that's a deeper discussion in and of itself, both for the Snapdragon security situation and the chance situation. My just biggest takeaway for that is, like, look, if you're really a fan of a team and you want to have an impact on the game, and that's what a supporter should want, to have an impact positively on your team and on the game, then you really need to make sure that you're doing your part in that. Because now, if you're negatively affecting the team, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, you're not supposed to be able to affect the game at all, other than maybe you're singing, you're chanting, you're everything. Indecent and inappropriate chant for sure, but to throwing the batteries and bottles onto the field at players are a whole nother level, and it's wrong, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a different level of it too.
Yeah, no, and don't hear me out. Maybe the fans doing this negative things gets the federation to change things into the Mexican national team and get them to play better. The wrong way of making all this not happen. But if that helps the game get better and then the fans start behaving, it's a win-win.
Yeah, two wrongs don't make a right. And I mean, the legend says here, why are Mexican fans like that? Insult, violence, racist, homophobic chants. I will not defend what they're doing, but I will defend the name of Mexicans just in general, because take a look at El Salvador, take a look at Honduras, take a look at Argentina, take a look at the vitriol, the poison that comes out of the chances directed to other fellow Argentinians at times, and just that are just equally as disgusting, that are chanted and still praised around the world. Like this,
it's in all of soccer. I mean, they
100%.
happen in Spain too.
Look,
and
Italy. Vinny was crying today.
Yeah, and it's how our world is. Our world is racist. Our world is homophobic, and I think it's important for us to call out when it happens, because I do not like watching soccer that has to include that. Soccer is supposed to be a place that you have all this diversity. Anyone can play soccer. You just need the ball and like two little posts. It's not supposed to have racism and homophobia, but it has it, and it's going to probably keep happening until our world changes.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, I'm not defending it by any ways, but it feels like when it comes to like from Europe or anything like that, it does feel like it comes out of hatred. When it comes from like the Mexican national team, Mexican fan, it doesn't feel like it comes out of hatred, but it's out of frustration, and it doesn't make it right. But they see it as a joke. They don't see it as, oh, like I'm not meaning it in that way, but it doesn't excuse it. It's like they shouldn't be doing it, but that's how they mean it. And then again, I feel like when it comes from Italy or anything, they actually mean it with hatred.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, correct me, but that's how I see it, and it's not right. But I mean, just to answer like why are Mexicans fast like that, and I think that's how Mexicans are in general.
También,
So son bien carrilludos.
Yeah.
They're going to
They're
crack jokes. They're
heavy-handed.
going, yeah, for sure, and they're going to make inappropriate jokes. They're going to call people out and stuff. And
that's a word that gets used in everyday life as a transition word between sentences. It's just a word in the lexicon. I heard the word during the Women's Gold Cup, the press conferences, just thrown around, just used and not say that I've never used it. It's just that's how I was raised at a time.
Sometimes you describe a golazo like that.
And it's something that 100% has to be, you have to be mindful of, but you also have to be mindful of where it's coming from. Not that again justifies any of it, but you have to be mindful of that. This isn't just a movement that's going to change from left to right. It's not just a trend. It's something that's been ingrained into the culture of a Mexican just from the moment they learn how to speak. And so that's why it's so difficult to do this.
For Mexicans, taking this away is like taking away the word dude.
In a way. And that's how it's utilized. And what should CONCACAF and FIFA do? I think what they're doing is fine. Maybe having the cojones to stop it, as soon as you hear it and not give, all right, that's the benefit of the doubt. It was just one of those. And I think that at the end of the day, like it has to come down to, look, you're not holding your end of the bargain, fans, then you're holding your end of the deal and being respectful. There are codes of conduct for a reason. Much like you can't beat the shit out of a fellow fan, you can't just throw homophobic slurs around as in unison and make people uncomfortable as a whole. So that again is also just a linguistics discussion that can happen from here on out. But we're gonna see just how this rolls out and affects it. But for now, look, I don't know if Mexico could be affected any more than they're affecting themselves as far as just the on-field play. It's not working. The U.S. has figured something out. They are better than Mexico in every way. They have the footing. They have the baseline. They have the players in Europe. Something that Santi Jimenez, like he's the one guy, 100%. But everybody else kind of like, all right, it's another, it's cool, but. We're still putting Henry Martin. We're still playing Henry Martin because La Liga MX and the Federation really want him there, and they pay for him to be there, and that's what it is. There's a deeper connection to corruption.
I heard a theory that Feyenoord could also be telling the Federation, Santi is on like minutes watch. You can't play in certain minutes because he is very valuable right now, and he's going to be sold this summer at a high top value market.
Because this tournament doesn't fucking matter. Because this tournament is a made up thing.
That theory is also very interested when it comes to international windows. He'll start maybe one game, but with high prospect teams in the market for Santi Jimenez, could be sold for $60 to $70 million. I could see Feyenoord also stepping in and saying, hey, it's not the World Cup, it's not the Copa America. He's there, he can only play 30 minutes a game or something like that. And to me, that was a very interesting theory.
We'll see. Interesting theory indeed. All right, Mexico again. Los hijos, the United States. Good job, güeros. Good job, gringos. Good job, everybody.
2-0,
I think Mexico winning losing makes a difference. For example, USA played Mexico in after 9/11, and Mexico was winning and chanting "Osama, Osama" at the USA player fans. Yes, because again, that is because we are. We're the most repugnant of people at times.
I've never heard that story. I wasn't even alive. That's insane.
Oh my God.
Hold
on. Time out. He wasn't alive. Wow.
Well, that's like 2001, 2002-ish. Yeah, I probably wasn't alive.
You weren't alive when Linkin Park came out with "In the End."
I've heard that.
When year were you born in?
2002.
Oh, it's a year after.
Let's see.
I was in TJ when I found out. I didn't know what it was.
What happened in 2002? There was a Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. Let's see.
Amazing Spider-Man. That's what drew. Yeah. Be wearing alive when Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man.
I did the week I was born. That was the week that LeBron was on the cover of Sports Illustrated when he was a teenager. And then it was crazy because this was like for a college assignment, and then we had to look like 16 when you were 16, what was in the news, and LeBron had just won the NBA All-Star, or he was All-Star MVP. So
Jesus.
LeBron's my goat.
Jesus.
LeBron's my goat.
Oh,
You want my
all right.
basketball
Well,
takes?
if you want to talk controversy, there we go. All right.
Michael Jordan, not even. He's worse. I mean, come on. You can. I have no basketball knowledge. Michael Jordan, Ipe, Shohei Ohtani, they're all the same person. Betting on everything. Everything's fixed.
100%.
Soccer's fixed. Liga MX controls everything.
Hey, all right. Loose cannons.
Screw sports. Let's quit all this.
All sports are fake.
What are we doing here? Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Fake news. Fake sports news. Fake soccer. Yeah, no. Who? Shohei? Tell who needs to stop talking? Shohei Ohtani?
Ohtani needs to stop talking. Yeah.
100%. You need to stop betting. All right, Abe. Thank you for your contributions tonight. I'm gonna put you away one real quick, and we'll sign off here. All right. I think that productive episode here. We're gonna be looking to have players and coaches and staff from San Diego Wave coming up. Hopefully having Shannon McMillan, who was in my native national city with another over-under initiative. Now at Kimball Park, our friend Juan Sandoval broke his arm on that basketball court that now has a beautiful indoor pop-up goals to play street soccer. So that's really cool. So that's something that we have coming up. But for right now, thank you for joining us here on this week's episode of Two Balls and a Mic over on San Diego Football. Season's greetings to everybody who was here. Vamos.
Vámonos a jugar.
Vente a jugar. Vente aquí a National City. Let me know. Thank you for everybody who was here. Thank you to Abe Cepeda. Check out his articles on San Diego Football. It's honestly the hottest thing in town soccer-wise. It's where you get the news. It's where you get everything. It's where apparently Fabrizio Romano gets his information. Shout out to everybody who was here in the comments. Jeff, Edwin, Michael, the urban legend, Procrastinating Puma. It's been awesome. We're going to come back with a new episode next week. Until then, season's greetings. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.